Welcome. In this video, I'll be talking about a secret law of power which you can use to have a great impression or influence over your boss, your master, or any superior who is above you. If you are a person who is currently doing a job or you are an employee of a certain company and you desire to be in the certain position of the company, in a certain position of your field in which you are working, then this law can change your life. Remember, if you use this law and understand this law very carefully with the proper action, this law will absolutely take you to the great heights of power. So watch till the end of the video to know what this law is and how you can use it to your advantage. So before moving forward, let me tell you a story at first. A story that will make you think and change your perspective. We all know this person, Galileo, the most famous astronomer from Italy. He is well renowned all around the world because of his discoveries and research works. But what I find more fascinating about him, besides his scientific discovery, is that he understood this one law of power very well, used it to his advantage, and gained fame, position, and respect in the society. And that law is to never ever outsign the master. Most of Galileo's research was dependent on the support from the great rulers or the patrons of the rich families during his time. When Galileo discovered the moons of Jupiter, he linked the 4 moons of it to the Medici family, stating that they harmonized exactly with the number of Medici's brothers. Cosimo II, the then ruler of that time, who was recently crowned, had 3 brothers. And when the moons of Jupiter were discovered, Galileo left no chance to link his cosmic discovery with the then ruler Cosimo, to say how these 4 moons exactly resembled the 4 suns revolving around Cosimo, who was the dynasty's founder. The lesson is very, very simple. If you want to attain power, if you want to have influence, analyze very carefully what Galileo did here. Galileo was a brilliant scientist. He had great knowledge, and all he could do was take the entire credit of discovering Jupiter's moons to himself, as it was his work after all. But what he did was, he understood the law of power. Because all masters, all leaders, rulers, they want to appear more brilliant than other people. They do not care about science or truth or the latest invention. All they care about is their name and their glory. And Galileo here gave the Medici's family infinitely more glory by linking their name with cosmic forces. Listen very carefully here. Galileo didn't outsign the master here. He made the master outsign all the others by aligning them with stars and cosmic forces. Do you understand how powerful this is? How brilliant move this is to link the then ruler with the exact cosmic events of having 4 moons of the Jupiters to the 4 brothers of Cosimo. I'll tell you later in the video why you should do this. Why you should praise your master. Why you should never outsign the master. Why you should always praise your master, and how you can do this. We often mistake ourselves by trying to outsmart our boss, any person who is above our position, their life. We do so to prove ourselves that we are more smart and capable than our boss. And what this means is that we are trying to prove that our boss is dumb and he knows nothing. But in the other hand, I know everything, have better knowledge, and I'm more smart. This is what most of the employees think. But wait a minute. If you think that this is true according to what you believe, then you, my friend, are in a very dangerous situation in whichever position of the job you are currently working on. The number 1 rule, that is to never outsign your master, has a great deep meaning. You would never be successful if you don't praise your master or your boss. Why? To put simply, because he or she has the full authenticity and control over the position of your job, and you may get fired or expelled anytime if you don't follow this rule. What human psychology says, that it's very common that everybody has some sort of insecure feeling inside them. When you show up yourself, put your work, skills, or talent in front of people, the people around you are sure to have envy, jealousy, and this is natural and has no cure. You can't and you don't want to ruin your whole life by worrying about others' petty feeling towards you. That's what you should avoid. But when it comes to your master, when it comes to your boss, you have to play very differently. If you look more smart than your boss or become more influential than him, then towards your quest, towards your journey of attaining the power, this can be a very great blunder. Why? Because you have to understand this. Those who are in higher positions, they are like the kings and queens. They don't want to lose their position. They want to have a firm hold in their positions. Whether it's intelligence or attraction, your masters, your leaders, your boss wants to appear more capable and powerful than the other people around them. So you have to understand this very well. And if you want to attain power, always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please and impress them, you do not have to go too far in displaying your talents. If you do so, because displaying your talents means showing that you are far more capable than your boss. And this will create a sense of insecure feeling in your boss' mind. And they might overthrow you. In short, what I mean to say is that make your master appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. If you don't do so, your boss will simply replace you with someone else who will follow his law. Why? The reason is again very, very simple. If you make your masters happy, your master will make you happy too. That's a true relation. Okay? Now you know the danger of outsigning a master. The danger that is, if you outsign him, he might have the fear of insecurity. He might have the fear of losing his position. So you can turn this law to your advantage. But how? How are you going to do this? The number one thing could be flattery and popping off your master, but doing this in limits. If you are more intelligent than your master, then just seem the opposite. Make him more intelligent than you. Act very, very naive. Make it seem that you need his expertise. Make it seem that you need his advice. Without his advice, you cannot do this work. Make it seem like that, even though in reality, you may be different. You may be far more intelligent than your boss. But make him just appear to the world that he is important. He is powerful, superior. Your master is just like the sun's rays. There may be many, many stars in the universe, in the solar system. But when it comes to the brightness, sun is the center of all. And your master is your sun. So never try to block his radiations. Don't be the cloud blocking his rays. He must appear as the sun, the center around which all the stars revolves. Everyone revolves. And according to the author of the book, The 48 Laws of Power, if you can make your master shine even more in the eyes of others, then you are a godsend and you will be instantly promoted because you make your master happy, because you make your master feel important. And so your master will give you something important. But when we are talking about your master, it is really, really important to also consider that if your superior, if a boss is already a falling star, that means he has no strong form in his position, then you can outsmart him. You can outsmarm him at any key moments. If he is weak, if he is ready to fall, let the nature take its course. He will fall by himself. But if your master is firm in his position, nobody can replace him, and yet you are more capable than him, then what you have to do in order to gain power is just bide your time and be patient. Your master will fall someday, and if you play it right, you will outlive and someday outsign him. So, what are your thoughts on that? Well, comment down below so I can know about it. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, see ya.